Hello there, hope your family and friends are well. So I thought I'd maybe do a quick video of showing you what you can do to back the contents of your Headrush units. Now this is the Headrush Prime, but principally what I can show you is you can do the same thing with your other units as regards to backing things up. So first of all, you need to install the Windows drivers, or if you've got an Apple Mac, I'm assuming you might use drivers. I don't have an Apple Mac, so I'm not too sure how that would work. But on the Headrush Prime, to access the settings menu, what you do is next to the CPU bar in the top left corner is you click on the 6 squares, which is the settings menu. Once you go into the menu, you'll see an icon called USB transfer. Click on the USB transfer, and then what it'll do, because you've got your cable connected from your Headrush into your external device like a PC or an Apple Mac, this folder will appear. Now within this folder, this is the contents of your Headrush unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a copy of this. Control C, create a new folder. Let's put in Pro 23 backup. Open up your folder. Do Control V, paste everything in there, and you see all the contents being copied into the new folder, which is the backup folder. So there we go, we've got a backup of our existing Headrush unit. Let's close that down. Now I'm going to go over these folders, and I'm going to show you what you can do to actually, especially with a Headrush Prime, is you can maybe customize a little bit how the folder structure works. So first of all, if you look in the AMP clones folder, what you'll have is you've got a user folder. So I've not done the AMP cloning yet, but if you have a look at the Headrush folder, we've already got some stuff in there. These might be chopped tones, and there's some stuff that we've been given from Headrush, which is great. We've got some AMP and preamp, and also got some AMP and cabs. There you go. Blocks. The blocks folder is all the effects in the Headrush pedalboard. We click on our favourite, which is 8-bit crush. I do like this effect. If anybody from Headrush is watching, it's pretty good for ambient stuff, and it's a bit of a wacky effect in many respects, but it's pretty good. I quite like it. And there are all the settings for that particular effect. Impulse responses. We're going to open this folder and we're going to customize this. So as you can see, by default, excuse me, on the Prime unit itself, you have 3 folders. You have chop tones, Headrush, and user. User is a default user, which you'll have on your MX5, your gig board, and your existing pedal board. And you may have another one as well, depending if you've customized it. But we'll look in the folders. So chop tones, I've got some chop tones which I bought quite a few years ago, and these are the general ones that come with the Headrush Prime. Nice, fantastic impulse responses. This is my own folder, and this is one somebody made me an impulse response going back about a week and a half ago. It was I think it's one of the brand new Katana cabinets, and it sounds pretty good actually. I've used that one on my last patches, which is the James Bond one, I think it was. Headrush folder, which is the default folder for the Headrush, and also for this particular unit. And there you are, all your impulse responses and various different models. The existing Gigboard MX5 and the original Headrush pedalboard will have a lot more in there, because Headrush over the last few years have released more and more updates, and they've incorporated more and more impulse response folders and impulse responses. One of my favourite companies for impulse responses, Sonic DNA. Now this is Greg's Strat Pack, I believe, and I love it, absolutely love it. So I'm a big fan of Sonic DNA, but I do like chop tones. But Sonic DNA patches are absolutely phenomenal. Not very expensive, but they're actually really high class impulse responses, and they're great, absolutely great. So if you're interested in Sonic DNA, there's a website out there called, I think it's sonicdna.com. Also there's a YouTube channel, and Greg's also on one of the Facebook pages. So contact Greg. He's always got some good stuff. He's a really nice bloke. So there's Greg's, and we go to user. Now the user, what you'll see there is a few. There's a few on there actually. I've got some of my own, and I've also got some of Greg's as well, and some others which I've created and used from other impulse response packs I bought quite a few years ago. So that covers our impulse response folder. Loops, I've not done any looping yet, so I've not saved anything in there. Practice tool, there's already default wave or MP3 that's already there, so I've not listened to that yet. Rigs, there's some of the original ones. I'm going to go over this in a moment and just show them what you can actually do. Set lists, there's a couple of my set lists. I'm a big Van Halen fan as well. I'm a rock guitarist by default, but I love the ambient stuff now, so yeah, still play a few Van Halen songs and with a few bands. And settings, so this is a new one, and this is basically to do with the microphone. I'm not really sure, I'm not a singer, so I'm not sure I'll ever use this one, but and what we have is the good old lock screen logo. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to the rigs folder. Now let's just say hypothetically that I'm not too fussed about these. You can actually delete them if you want to, so let's delete them. Let's go up to there and go delete. They'll go into my recycle bin. I'm not sure where everyone else's, if it's an Apple Mac, I don't know where it goes to. So there's some of my patches and a few others which I've used, a couple of Chop Tones ones and one of Greg's as well. So as you see on the desktop, I've got some of my original ones. I'm just going to copy those over. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's replace them. That's fine. So you see that's all in there now. Now when I click on sync, what it'll do, it'll sync everything back to the Headrush pedal board, and we'll have those in the rig section. So let's go back up again. Now let's just say hypothetically that we've got impulse responses. I think, well, okay, I want to create another folder, but I want to concentrate on that folder, and I want all the rock or I want all the metal impulse responses in there. Now what you can actually do is you can create a new folder. So let's create a new folder called rock, and let's go to our Headrush folder and let's look for some, it's just default, let's go for something like that, and we'll copy the first 4, Control C, back up one, back up another level, go to our rock folder and copy them in there, paste, there we go. So you've got a rock folder, an impulse response folder, and you can do as many as you want, to be honest. If you want to do it that way, customize them, give different folders and add your impulse responses in. That works for me. Might not work for everyone else, but that's what I've done in the past. Let's just go up one more level. Also this is a good old lock screen logo. You've got this on your MX5 gig board, pedal board, and you've also got this. Now what you can actually do is this comes with a default one, and it basically I think it's a PNG file, yeah, and it's a Headrush. Now what I've actually done is I've renamed one of my files, and which is there. There you go. So that's my website, and every now and again I pop on free patches and so on and so on, so you can download them for nothing. They have input. Some of them do have custom impulse responses as well. Let's close that down. So that's what I would do. So to customize various different things, you can't really do any real damage as such. I've already made a backup, as you can see there, just in case anything happened. I don't think you can delete all these. I mean, maybe best if you consult Headrush about doing this if you want to. I wouldn't advise it personally. So once you're finished there, what you do is you go back to your pedal board, your MX5, your gig board, or your resistant pedal board, and you press the sync button on your screen on the pedal board, and what it'll do, it'll sync everything up. Once it syncs everything up on the Prime unit, depending on what menu you originally in, so you might have been in a set list mode, or you might have been on rig mode or song view mode, or whatever mode you're in, what it'll do, it'll go back to that default mode before you press the sync button. So probably the best thing to do once you go back to this, you just want to check see if everything's there. Go back to your existing screen once everything's synced back up. Look at the next to the CPU bar. Double click on your settings menu, which is the 6 squares. Once that opens up, look for a folder called Browse, and then when you're looking for the internal folder, that's selected by default. And then what you'll have all of these. And then what you can do on the menu system on the Prime is open your impulse response folder, and you will have your customized folder. Also, you'd have your rigs as well. You can rename these as well, copy them, you can move them, so you rename them if you want, and when you sync, it syncs everything back. Be careful by doing this though, because if you rename this and or you delete it, when you transfer it over, that's gone. So you'd have to obviously copy it and remember what you renamed. But the good thing is we made a backup, haven't we? So I mean that's fine. And that's it, ladies and gents. So I hope you enjoy this. I'll probably create something maybe in a few weeks' time, something like that. I'm going to spend a bit more time on the Prime. I'm pretty impressed at the moment. It's fantastic. I've still got my old pedal board, and I'm copying stuff on there over to this as we speak, and I'm making more set lists and things like that. So thanks again for watching. Hope your family and friends are well. Have a great weekend and enjoy your Prime unit, and thanks again Headrush for doing this. This is brilliant. So bye bye for now.